I'm doing my nails today. That's hot water. These are my tools. I got two different pushers and a knee-high nipper. It's skinny at the end. That's the one that I prefer. It seems to be more precise. I want to put as much emphasis as I can about soaking. When you go to the nail salon, your hand is in water, possibly if they do it, for maybe 1 to 2 minutes. But you really need to soak your nails. You need to soak it so that the skin gets soft and it loosens up the dead skin that's on the nail. And so now what I'm going to show you is exactly how your manicure should be being done. The nipper should never hurt and should never bleed. And also the pusher, you should not be putting pressure onto the nail to where you're scraping up the nail. What I'm doing is slowly and carefully pushing the skin that is attached to the nail plate back. As I keep pushing each, if it's too tough, what I'm going to do is just put it back in the water, let it soak a little bit longer, take it out, and then slowly from corner to corner, just push back. You're going to be pushing and you're going to feel like, nothing's happening here, but slow and steady wins the race. So if you just take your time, eventually you'll feel the small film, which is the dead skin that is attached to the nail. Now, what most people cut is the top of the nail, the top of the nail at the where it looks like it's cuticle, but that's not cuticle. Cuticle is dead skin that is attached to the nail. It can be on the side of the nail plate. It can be in the middle of the nail plate, and depending on how long it's been since you had a manicure, sometimes it's all the way halfway down your nail. Yeah, I've seen that. But what you do is softly and gently push back until you see a somewhat translucent piece of skin coming up, and it is not the top of your nail, which is the eponychium. I'm going to put a smiley face at the top of the nail or a pointer so that you can see that is not what you're cutting. And so when you go to most nail salons, I know I've worked at plenty of them for 10 years, and they rush it, push it back, and they end up ripping your eponychium, and then they also end up cutting your eponychium. And people done got so used to nail techs cutting that off that if you don't, they look at you like you crazy, like you shortchanging them, when in reality all you're doing is the right thing. And you're protecting them, because if you cut off the skin, the eponychium, that is the part that your body uses to protect you. Because if you realize when you get your nails done, when they push that back, that's opening up opening to your body. So basically bacteria can go inside. And so if they end up cutting off part of your eponychium, then that is what really can cause more contact dermatitis and an actual nail infection, because now it has access to live skin and not just the borderline of your natural skin. So I know you can see this part is my skin. That's the eponychium. It should not be cut. It should never be cut. Now this part, you see how it's lifting up, and you see the little clear, almost clear white film. That is cuticle. That is what you need to cut. You see, it's a big difference between your eponychium and live skin and what is cuticle, which is on the skin. Look at this one. This one, I had trauma to this nail, so I always have extra cuticle on there. It goes down further on my nail plate, but you see it is basically like if I'm dark skinned and then it's a tan, and that's what you clip. So when you nip, you should not be sawing, you should not be touching the nail plate. All you have to do is just get up under that skin, get up under the dead skin, and then clip. You clip and lift, clip and lift, clip and lift. If your nippers are sharp, then it will happen exactly how it needs to be. Clip, nip, clip, and keep going. Now, see, that's a whole piece. That's a whole piece of dead skin right there that I just clipped off. You want to attempt to not pull and just clip. That way it just falls off. And when it falls off, you can see the dead skin. See, it's not alive. It's not of color. It isn't brown. It's that white, translucent piece of dead skin that was attached to the nail, and that's what you want to pull off. The reason why you want to pull that off is because, hello, we're doing nails here. So the ultimate goal is to either sand it down and put on gel polish, or prep it to be able to put on nails. Or nails, or you can dip on your natural nails, which is what I usually do. But hey, I found a new deal, so I'm finna try something out. So basically, what I did was I grabbed a Q-tip and I dipped it in alcohol and I rubbed it around the area that I had just nipped. So when I come back, the alcohol would have dried out the skin and the nail plate, so I can clearly see the the cuticle that I'm cutting off. It will turn a ashy white, so it'll be easier to determine what am I cutting, because like I said, you do not want to cut your skin. And yes, there will be a couple of hangnails at the top from trauma if you push too hard with the pusher, or if you've been getting your nails done and people don't even push them back, they just saw it off with an E-file. So that'll cause more hangnails at the top and on the side. So this is the nail. Now, I am prepping it because I am going to put some press-ons on, and I am going to dip my press-ons. So basically what I do is just take 180 grit, 100 grit nail file. You have to get you a good nail file. Sally's will never fail you. And you get good on the sides because you're going to be pressing down a false nail on top of it. And you can see as I am filing my nail, I am turning it ashy. Any part that looks like it's oiled or has a shine to it, you want to get it off. And this is me again applying alcohol. Now apply alcohol towards it, and as it's drying, you can see there's spots on the nail that's showing more translucent spots. Those are the parts that you're going to want to go back in and nip on, because there is pieces of dead skin that's still there. And you do it the same way. You just go up under the skin, the dead skin where it's at, and then you push down on your nipper and clip. And you nip until you get the dead skin off. Now these nails are really looking ready for some press-ons. So this is what I found at the Dollar Tree. 100 piece nail set. and they're press-ons, so they're not gonna be for tips and then you add a whole lump of acrylic. So I went ahead and I pre-sized out each nail for my fingers. This is just standard nail glue. Of course, I got it at the Dollar Tree. It was acting a fool, so I had to get the end of a drill bit to push down on it to open it up so that I'd be able to get my glue out. I put it towards the top of the nail and then I just slowly push it down. It's good if you can push it down and hold it for a good 15 to 30 seconds before you try to go to the next nail, but there is no but. You need to hold that nail down until there's no air bubble and it's just like a seamless push down onto your nail plate, because at the end of the day, these are press-ons and we want them to last even though they're press-ons. And what I was thinking is, if I can put a bit of the dip at the top part of the nail, just a little window there, that it would help the press on stay on even longer, because now it has a reinforcement not just of glue but also of the dip that I put in. So now this is me just trying to show you how I put the glue on and then how I apply the nail, the false nail to my natural nail. When I do my nails, and I've been doing them for a while, 15 years plus, I usually do my opposite hand. So I am right-handed, so I tend to prep my right hand first and do whatever I'm going to do, whether it's putting nails on, press-ons, gel, or dip. Once I have the nails on, I take my file and then I rough up the nail. This is what's going to help the dip stick better. And even if you were just doing a, like, I don't care if my nail pop off type of nail situation, something quick, just had to get done to go to an event or whatever you might have planned. You want to make sure that you get as much shine off, because that is going to help it adhere. I found these beauties at nowhere than Goodwill, for like $3, and it was brand new. So your girl is always looking for a deal. This glitter I got at the Dollar Tree was in a pack of like 6 for projects or whatever that they have in their little owls, the creative owl. But me being a nail tech, I know that, hey, those would look cute in nails. As a matter of fact, if you're trying to get cute little bedazzles or things to encapsulate in your nails, go to the Dollar Tree, Dollar General, see what they got. But then you can go to all the arts and craft stores, and basically all of the things that they have, you can pretty much put in a nail. By the painting and the acrylic area, even like different charms. If you even were into the charms, you could drill a hole and put a charm, or you could sit it on top of the nail. But anyways, the dip I got from Temu, and it came with like 8 of them, and they're mostly just natural nail color. So I'm going with this pink. It's a really light pink. A trick to doing your nails, what I learned in nail school, is you go from side to side and then to middle. And then dipping, you want to try to get the powder like at a pretty good depth depending on the size of the jar. And also, don't get dip on your nails if the nail tech is doing what I'm doing, which is dipping your nail in the jar. No. If you're at a nail salon they need to put it in a different container for you to dip your nails in. It's only sanitary. Like, you don't want pieces of people dead skin that didn't get clipped off, or they might have a fungus disorder or herpes or whatever. You just never know. So yeah, that contamination is real. If those people are trying to dip your finger in the jar that has the main color in it, you can politely say, hey, do you have another bowl or something that you can pour the powder in for sanitary purposes? They should be doing that, but not everybody's doing that. That was one of the main reasons why I had refused to do dip at an Asian nail salon that I worked at, because they got mad at me for telling them that, yo, that's nasty to dip in that pot. Like, no, they have all types of contraptions, and we got all these different bowls, like, you know, and because when they said, no, do it this way, I still did it the right way. And they were like, well, customers are complaining. They feel like you're not doing it right because you're doing it different. Oh, so because I'm doing it different, which happens to be the most sanitary, correct way, I'm doing it wrong. Ah, I see. So I said, well, you know what? How about this? I I just don't do dip. I'll do your acrylic, I'll do your gel polish, but since we can't meet eye to eye on that dip, then I will just let them sit there and wait for one of y'all to do it, because I'm not gonna do it. So I am doing 2 peekaboo nails, which is basically I'm gonna have glitter at the top and then just the pink at the bottom. So I use the bottom end of my pusher, and I am a cheapskate, so I try to save everything that I have. So I'm trying to save as much product as I can, but this is the easiest way that I found. You just use the number 1, which is basically like the setting, of the, I can't even think of the word, but basically each dip system comes with sets. So they usually have 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers. So 1 would be the base. So it's basically like a base coat, but it is the chemical that makes the powder stick to the nail. Then you would have 2, which would be the activator, and what it does is activate the chemicals from the base and the powder to harden it, that way that you'll be able to foul over it. It stiffens it up. And then some of them, they have like a primer in them that you can use before you even dip the nail. And then the last one is the top coat, which I don't use and a lot of salons don't use, because with the top coat, it's like super sticky and you have to wait until it's completely dry. A lot of the instruction says 3 to 5 minutes. I've been there 10, waiting for the top coat to dry. And because people are so impatient, including me, when they get to that part, they're ready to go. And so you have to sit there and wait. You might mess around and touch it with your finger. You touch it with your finger, it's not dry. So now it has an imprint of your finger print in it, and so now you have to apply another top coat. So a hack that nail salons use is, once it's dry and it's shaped, they will add the accelerator onto it, let it dry for another 2 to 3 minutes. They'll rough it up just a little bit with a file or with a buffer, and then they top it with a gel top coat, which is an instant dry. I ended up dipping my nails that had the glitter. I think I did them like 4 times because I wanted them to have a good coating atop of the glitter, so that way when I fouled, that the glitter would be smooth. It wouldn't just be like nasty, chunky looking. And anyone who's ever had dip know that, of course, the during process is not always that beautiful. However, if you dip the nail in smoothly and you don't use like a buttload of the base, it usually comes out pretty even. So all you have to do is lightly foul it to get any rough edges or unevenness, and then you can apply your gel coat. So this is me just finishing up the 2 nails that I have on each hand that has the glitter peekaboo. So I ended up finishing both hands. As you can see, I fouled them down, made them smooth, buffed them out. And so now I'm going to put my top coat on. Yeah, I'm running low. Might have to order me another one. But you get you a good amount on the tip of your brush, like a little drop, a little ball of top coat. And again, when it comes to polishing, you want to go side to side and then down the middle. If you go side to side and then down the middle, you'll get a even coat over the nail. And then once you've used up most of the top coat that's on the brush, you can cap the free edges, which yes, you should still cap free edges even if you have extended nails, press-ons or regular acrylics, or even if you're just doing a dip on your nails, your natural nails, capping the free edge will help with chipping so that it won't chip. And you can already see that top coat is glistening on the pink. I put the chrome over 3 of the nails, the ones that didn't have the peekaboo. And for whatever reason, my opposite hand almost always turns out better than my opposite hand. So with me being right-handed, it's easier for me to polish my left hand. However, I always seem to have at least one crooked nail on my left hand and maybe 1 or 2 flaws. But I think it's because I focus really hard. I'm being intentional when it comes to my opposite hand or my right hand, because I do want it to end up looking like it was done by someone. So of course the last step is to get you some alcohol and to wipe off the sticky layer if there's any. This one it doesn't have a sticky layer, but I did use chrome and it's like all over my hand, so the alcohol will help get off the sticky top coat if you have one, and it'll help clean up any mess, excess glitter and chrome that might be on your actual hand. And this is the result. Like I was saying before, I do see a little flaw in my left hand. Like I fouled too much and a piece of the glitter is like missing. You can see it right there, but I don't care because I haven't had long nails in about a good year. I stopped doing my nails long when I left the nail salon, and I just haven't had the feeling to do it. I just been working with my naturals, growing out my naturals, and yeah, but that's the end result, and I think they're cute. And I didn't have to do too much filing or anything else like that. So y'all tell me what y'all think. Hopefully this tutorial was somewhat easy for you to follow and understand. Thanks for watching.